Hello everybody, it's Malcolm here with Alpha Athlete Training and Coaching. I've got an exercise demonstration for you today, just a simple push-up. Even though it's one of those exercises that most of us grew up doing in PE classes and things when we were a kid, it's also an exercise that I see a lot of people do wrong. And so I want to go over the mechanics of a push-up and then also some modifications. If you can't do a full push-up, that's okay. We'll go through a couple modifications to kind of allow you to progress up to where you can do a push-up. And so your basic push-up, couple things mechanically. One of the common mistakes I see is if just say I'm parallel to the ground here, I've got my hands on the floor. Okay, what I see a lot of people do is as they push, their elbows flare out and up. It's a common mistake. I see it more with ladies than I do with guys, where the elbows flare up and towards their ears almost. And then they go down about a quarter of the way, they stick their neck forward and they come up. By sticking their head forward like that, stretching their neck out, their body is trying to trick their mind into think that they're actually getting lower in the push-up. So a couple things. What I want to do is you want to actually bring your arms down. Think about if you're laying flat on the ground, your hands should be roughly parallel with breast line or nipple line. And you can have them narrower or wider, that's totally up to you, but you always want to have a bit of a downward angle from your elbow to your shoulder, or shoulder to your elbow. Okay, so you don't want to have your hands flared out here. You want to have a downward angle. This angle from here back to the elbow is what I want to have. And it depends on where your arms are. If my arms are narrow, obviously that angle is going to be sharper. If my arms are out a little bit further, my elbows are going to be out a little bit wider. But what you don't want is this. Okay, so the common mistake I see, like I said, is people doing this. And they're sticking their neck down and just barely bending their elbows. So what I want you to do, the first one, just finding your hand placement, I want you to just lay down on the floor. Figure out what's comfortable for you. Okay, from there, just memorize that position. Get enough reps in of this, finding your positioning that you don't have to think about it. Okay? And then from there, pushing up. Big thing is too, another common mistake I see is people stick their butt out here and they're going down like that. So you want to think of the push-up as kind of like a core exercise as well, like you're doing a plank. So you're going to keep your core tight, kind of your hips almost tucked underneath, just like a crunch where you're drawing your rib cage into your hip bones. So you want to keep that tight right here, that solid plank position, going down, touching that chest or close to and back up. Okay, and then a modification, if you can't do that full push-up, go to the knees, but same thing. What I see a lot of people do is they go to their knees with their butts out and they're doing this, and that's not a push-up. So what you want to do is if you do go to your knees, start down, keep the core tight, and your body from your shoulders to your knees should basically be a straight line. You shouldn't be sticking the butt out here. Okay, and then last modification is if you need to do it standing up on some kind of a platform, a chair, a table, something like that, that's totally fine. Just make sure that the body stays straight. And I'm going to turn the camera to this bench and show you what I want you to do. Let's go a little bit more. Okay. So if I'm doing it off the bench here, again, I want to have my body straight, and then if I need to, I can put a leg forward and I can use that leg as my spotter. So I'm going to push off the ground a little bit to make up for the lack of strength in my upper body. But the biggest thing is keeping the body straight and the hands here, so when you come down, that bench is going to touch or come close to touching right at around, like I said, breast line or nipple line, and then back up. You don't want it coming to your face, you don't want it coming to your belly, but right in here, a solid pushing position, okay? So hope that helps, guys. If you have any questions, post them in the comments section below. And as I always say, think strongly, attempt fearlessly, and accomplish masterfully.